In this session, we are going to focus on scenario-based literature search using QDA Miner Lite. Now, how to download this software, QDA Miner Lite? It's free to use software, easily available. What you can do is just go on to Google, type QDA Miner Lite, and you will be directed to this page. The link will be shared in the description as well. Now, in this session, what I'm doing, for example, is that I have got this model here, a simple model with two mediators, an independent and dependent variable. And I'm going to use QDA Miner Lite to search for relevant literature that will help me propose or write my literature review. Not only literature review, but it can help you in the introduction section, in the methodology, in the discussion, any part of your paper or your thesis. So what I've done is this model, a sample model, and I've drafted a few strings here, a few strings to search the relevant literature using QDA Miner Lite. I'm going to use each one of them one by one to guide you on how to use QDA Miner Lite. So once you have downloaded it, you just open the software, open it, and it will give you two options, free edition or upgrade. So we will use the free edition. And now we've got three options here. Do we want to create a new project? Do we want to open an existing project? Or we want to reopen a recently opened project? In this case, we are going to use a new project. And we will create a project from a list of documents or images. So we are going to import our documents into the software. So click this. Now we can have different file types. Majority, or in almost 99.99% of the cases, the articles in PDF format. So where are your articles? You need to locate your articles first. So you locate your articles through this window here. So in this case, my articles are in my Google Drive. So I'm going to go to my Google Drive. Let's say I want to work on this one. So here are all the papers. So if you want to select only a few, what you need to do is you can select them, multiple papers, and add them here. In this case, I'm going to add all the papers. So in order to add all the papers, just select your folder and press import. And what do you want to import? I'm already interested in importing the PDF files. I'll press OK. And yes, I want to import all the documents. Press yes. And they are now here. And now create your project. This might take some time, but first you need to save your project. Let's say I save it in this. It might take some time. So I'm just going to go through this once it's done. Now the process is complete. A few of the papers could not be imported. Now you need to look whether these papers are very important for your literature and your research, and see if these files are not corrupt or there is no issue with the name of the files. And then what you need to do is just press OK. Now you will see that all the papers that you imported are here listed in this window here, cases window. Now, since it's a qualitative data analysis software, each of your paper is referred to as a case. And each case has got different variables. But for now, we are not going to get into detail because this is not usable when we are using it for literature search. Now that we have got all the papers, although it's in text format, you do not get that PDF look in this software here, but it's very good software for literature search. So how do we use it? Let's go and have a look. Let's say we are going to search for a single concept. Let's say we are interested in searching for servant leadership. So how do we search for servant leadership in all these papers? We go to retrieval and text retrieval. Now we are presented with a number of options. Where do we want to search? We want to search in the document. So we will use the term or we will use in the document. In the document, what is your search unit? Do you want to search the whole document? Do you want to search each and every paragraph in the document? Do you want to search sentence in the document? So, and the coded segment, we are going to leave this for now. So if you search the document and you write, let's say, servant leadership. So if servant leadership appears in any in any part of the document, that will come out in the results. In the paragraph, if the concept in the document appears in the paragraphs within the document, it will come out. But this is not very usable when you are searching a single concept. This is more relevant when you are using or searching for concepts together. We are going to look into detail. Let's say for now we search for sentence. And where do we search? We search for text. What concept are we searching for? We are searching for servant leadership. Is it case sensitive? No, it isn't. Whole words? Yes. And we search. Now when the search is complete, you get search hits. So look at this. These are, so servant leadership is appearing in this paper. Obviously you are getting so many hits because all the papers are relevant to servant leadership. So in case number 1, like this paper number 1 here, you are getting all these hits. And similarly, you will find so many hits in the paper. So searching for the single concept might not be that helpful. But for now, let's discuss one thing. So if you click here, it will take you to the paper where it found servant leadership. It will take you to the paper where they found servant leadership. Just click on it and it will take you to the paper. So this is how you search a basic phrase or a word in QDA Miner Lite. But if it's a phrase, it's always recommended to put it in quotes so that the whole phrase is searched. If you do not want to put quotes, you can put underscore as well. So both are correct. Now it will search for servant leadership. If you do not put it in quotes or you do not put in an underscore, it will search for servant and leadership. So those are two words for the software. Let's move on and do some complex searching now. Now, let's say we are interested in the definition of servant leadership. We want to search all these documents for any definition that there exists in these documents relevant to servant leadership. So how do we search for servant leadership and its definitions? It's very simple. Again, we go to retrieval, text retrieval. Obviously, we are searching document. Now, this is important. If you just write like this, let's say servant leadership and define. Now, it will search for these two words and you select documents here. Now it will search for these two words anywhere in the documents, anywhere. Servant leadership might appear at the top of the document and define may appear in the literature review of that paper. But we know that when there is a definition, the definition along with that concept is in a single sentence or is in the paragraph. So there is no point searching in the document. We should search for these two concepts in a single sentence where define and this concept that we are looking for appear in a single sentence. This will be more meaningful than searching for paragraph or documents. So let's say we are interested in searching for servant leadership and its definition. So we have put in servant leadership in inverted commas, and we have used this conjunction or this and character or operator rather with the word define, because the definition normally comes with the word define. Now you do not need to go through all these over 350 papers to search for definition. Just click search and it will give you all the definitions. Here are the sentences in these cases where servant leadership and define exist in a single sentence. Now you can go through each of these cases and see which one is relevant. There are only 35. So you do not have to go through 350 papers. You just have to go through 35 cases. So whatever is relevant, you can just copy it from here, paste it in the Word document along with the reference. Just go at the top of the document and see where is this paper. So you can search for the title of this paper and use it for your reference. Now here is the citation and here is the paper. Now you can do one more thing. You can save all this record. Now how do we save all this record? Because we cannot search again and again. So in this case we have to do coding. Not that programming, but we have to define codes. In this case, let's say we press this define new code button. And what we are doing is we are doing servant leadership and its definitions. And this whole thing is related to servant leadership. So this is the category, and in the category you can have multiple codes. You just press OK. So this is not enough. You need to put in all these codes, all these hits into this particular code. How to do this? Once you have selected this code here, just press this code all hits. Otherwise, what you can do is you go through all these codes and find out which one is relevant and which one is not relevant. Let's say this one is very relevant because it's showing you something that needs to be done for future research. So this can be used in your introduction. Let's say we go for something like this. Let's move on. The servant leadership offers an inconsistent set of dimensions that define this construct. Let's assume this line is not important. Let's assume. So what we need to do is we click on it and then we delete the hit from the list. So we delete something that is not relevant to our search. And once that is done, once our search hits are clear, we just click this all hits button and press yes, and all these hits are now loaded into this code. So we do not need to search again and again. What if we want to retrieve it? We right click on it and we retrieve segments. And here are all our segments. You want to save them in a Word document? See, these are coded now. So you click it, these are coded. So you want to save it in a Word document? Just click here. And here is your Word document. Here is your report for all these codes. Let's move on. Let's do some other searching as well. Let's say, because not all definition come with the word definition or define. They may come with the word define, they may come with the word refer, they may come with the word state, they may come with the word point. So what we need to do is, we need to put all these words that may be synonym for each other in parentheses like this. So with servant leadership, when there is a definition, there might be the word define, there might be the word refer, there might be the word state, or there might be the word point. So what we do is we copy this. I think it will not allow copy. So we need to write it actually, and it's better to write. So we get used to the syntax. So we open the parenthesis, or we write point or state or refer or any other word that you think will exist in a definition. So you close the parenthesis and search. And previously we got 34 hits, remember. Let's see how many hits we get this time. Now in this case we have got 159 hits. And let's see if they are usable. However, while testing sequential multiple mediation, well, this does not look usable. To illustrate, we refer to servant leadership definitions in order to distinguish servant leadership from functional and personal leadership. Now, if you are searching for distinction between servant leadership and other forms of leadership, this particular paper might be usable. So it's not just giving you the definition, it's giving you the other relevant text as well. So you just need to go through cases, remove any cases that you do not think are usable, code them and use them later for your literature review. You might think that it's going to take much time, but let me tell you from my experience, it will save you the time in the end, and it will make your literature much more critical because you have got a whole picture from all these 350 or so papers. So if you want to code it, use the same procedure as I described earlier. Now you might think that there are different variants of the word, like define may be definition or defined, point might exist as points or pointed. So in this case we might use wildcard characters, asterisk. So we'll put asterisk here because it's definition or defined, so we do not need an EA here. Pointed or points, state or stated, so doesn't matter, E should be there. Referred, refers or refer, so an asterisk can come at the end. And again you search. So it will give you all those sentences where there is servant leadership with, let's say the word is definition. So anything that exists after N will be part of the search hit. So you search and see your hits will again rise. So from 159 hits, now we've got 553 hits. Again, a number of these retrievals might not be usable, so you can remove them and then code them like we did earlier. Let's say you are searching for relationship between variables. Let's say I'm interested in, obviously this is my model. Let's see the model. This is my model. And let's say I'm writing about servant leadership and career commitment. So how do I search for servant leadership and career commitment and find out sentences or paragraphs where they have mentioned details about servant leadership and commitment? So what I need to do is again go to retrieval, text retrieval, and here I'll change this now and I'll write it like this. Let's say I'm interested in commitment. Although I'm interested in career commitment, and let's see if we've got something on career commitment. Since these are two words, so we are going to put it in quotes. Let's search if we get something on servant leadership and career commitment. So there are 0 hits. So there are no papers on these concepts. So there is no paper on linking servant leadership and career commitment. Let's see if there are any papers. So for papers, obviously you will have to search the whole document like this. Maybe there is one paper that talks about servant leadership and career commitment. Again, 0 hits. But since this is our model, we need to write the literature. So we can have a funnel approach. Let's say we start with servant leadership and commitment and then build our literature. So let's say if there is something, let's see if there is something on servant leadership and commitment. Well, yes, there is something on servant leadership and commitment. So again, just go through these, but again, there is one problem. We selected documents here. We need sentences or paragraphs so that servant leadership and commitment exist in a single paragraph. Why? Because we need to relate each other. So in research, when there is literature and things are related, they exist in a single sentence or paragraph. In this case, we are going to use sentence. You might use paragraph and see what happens. Let's search. So we've got 669 hits. The proposed relationship between servant leadership and job attitudes was confirmed in meta-analysis on leadership behavioral integrity, a concept related to servant leadership with its focus on leader commitment. Well, this is not important because you are not interested in leader commitment. We are interested in assessing the impact of servant leadership on career commitment of employees. So this is not important. Let's delete it. Similarly, you can go through all other cases and see if it helps. Well, this might help because there is organizational commitment. So you can start with the concept of organizational commitment and move towards the concept of career commitment. Let's say we search for servant leadership and career. And if we find something, we can use it in our literature. So we've got 53 hits, let's say. So while transformational leadership centers on motivating workers to accomplish goals set by the leader, servant leadership focuses on support aimed at leaders supporting team members with both task level and personal development support in order to facilitate employee success in both work accomplishment and career success. Although there is no empirical research linking servant leadership with career commitment, but this argument here helps us build our hypothesis. So you can copy this and put it in your document, in your literature. Otherwise, if you've been going through all these documents, you would not have found this sentence. So this is how useful QDA Miner Lite could be. Further, you can change this term like this as well. Let's say maybe a paper having career or commitment, maybe both words. So we finish this and then again we search and we get some hits. So this is how you can find literature while you are trying to relate concepts in your paper or your thesis. Now moving on. Okay, we got 772 hits for this search expression. Now moving on, let's say we are interested in some other concepts. Again, you can search them like this. I would recommend download as many papers as you can on your model, put them in QDA Miner Lite and use it for your literature review. For example, if there is no research on servant leadership and commitment, you can use this query here, leadership and commitment, and build your literature from leadership to commitment and then use the other relevant literature as we searched. What if you are searching for theory? What if you are searching for any theory used with servant leadership? How to do this? So again, what we'll do is servant leadership and we'll use the word theory and we'll press search and see what theories have been used with servant leadership. So any theories that has been used with servant leadership will come over. And then you can find out, okay, these are the theories that have been used with the concept of servant leadership. And then you can go through those theories and find out if they are relevant to your research or not. Again, just go through these and see if they are relevant. Let's say social exchange theory has been used. Maybe some other theories have been used. So again, you will find out the theories that have been particularly used. Let's say I want to find out whether there has been any particular theory used to explain the relationship between servant leadership and job satisfaction. So what I'll do is I'll use this. So servant leadership, satisfaction, and has there been any theory used to explain the relationship between servant leadership and satisfaction? You can put the word theory in the end as well. It doesn't matter, there is no order. Let's say this and we'll put here the word theory. So you can do this as well. Let's say if we do it like this, servant leadership, and we are interested in satisfaction and the word theory or theory. So what theory has been used with these concepts, servant leadership and satisfaction? Let's search. So now you can search theories as well, what theories have been used previously, how the concepts may be related with each other, how to search for definitions. Okay, we've got 0 hits, no theories, servant leadership, satisfaction and theory. So there is no theory that has been used with servant leadership and satisfaction in these papers. Let's say if there has been any theory with commitment. So we've got 8 hits. Let's see what are those hits. Nevertheless, this study opens up an avenue for the development and testing the theory regarding the effects of servant leadership on other dependent variables such as organizational commitment, job satisfaction, and let's see if they mention the word social exchange theory has been used with servant leadership and commitment. So this paper might be useful. So you are not getting something in the sentence. Obviously, there might be a paragraph in which, like in one sentence, they have talked about the theory they have used, and in the other sentence, they might have used the two concepts. So it's better to search for or search in paragraphs. So you need to change the search unit to paragraphs and sentences. If you are looking for a particular concept that you think you can't find in the papers, you can use the whole paper, which is referred to as a document in QDA Miner Lite. So this is how you can use QDA Miner Lite to search for relevant literature. Later, once you find them, you can delete the cases or delete these codes if they are not usable. You can put them and save them here as codes, and you can later print them as well. So the whole concept of this video was to help you write your literature in a more critical manner. I hope the video would have helped you understand the use of QDA Miner Lite for literature writing. Thank you very much.